Why is Gotham Knights a love-hate relationship? There was so much hype for this game when it first hit the scene, but this past year has not been so good for WB and the Gotham Knights game. They killed off Batman, hence the last words of Bruce Wayne from the trailer we was exposed to.
If you're watching this, I'm dead.
Then theories start circulating around that Bruce Wayne is not really dead. But it doesn't stop there. So here we are, Gotham Knights. What changes have you missed out on? This video will catch you up to all the change that has occurred since the announcement of Gotham Knights. Strap in because this will be one hell of a ride. The game is no longer available for the last gen consoles. What? Yes, the developers decided that the game will have a better experience on their next gen consoles, which is logical thinking, but not everyone have a next gen console, and the game is not good enough for what I have seen so far to persuade people to buy the next gen consoles just to play Gotham Knights. Some of the gaming community is delighted to have this news because for one, they have the next gen consoles, and for two, they are hoping it will save time with the final development of the game. Don't get your hopes up, because we have not heard that the game will release earlier than October 25th. So begs the question, was this decision made ahead of the actual announcement of the official release to help the developers complete the game by October 25th? And they waited to tell the community. Nonetheless, I believe they just lured the potential sales for Gotham Knights by excommunicating the last gen consoles. The next big change to the game that developers made was the biography of Batgirl. Originally, Batgirl had a disability that not many humans can recoup from. Batgirl was freaking paralyzed, and we all know that there is a very minuscule chance of a human going from paraplegic to crime fighter. So they altered her bio due to the backlash to the community being upset about how disability was so downplayed. Batgirl now is able to fight crime from being paralyzed through rehabilitation and extensive training. I understand where the community is coming from, but I have my own opinion on this. We cannot accept that this happened with Batgirl, but we are okay with Red Hood having a mystical leaping ability. I think the developers are trying to satisfy community in any way possible due to the lack of promise this game is showing. I'm not saying that the original bio had a few holes, but this is a video game. The developers solved the misuse of Batgirl Bio, but now can we have a better explanation of why Red Hood can magically travel by hopping on souls or magic, as the article says. Red Hood is a gunfighting superhero, but can now tap into soul energy, which allow him to enhance his travel by hopping around like a rabbit without any sense. So since we want realism in the game, we are okay with this for him. Don't get me wrong, the developers gave an exclusive and thought out reason why this may be, but it doesn't add to the realism of the game that was such an issue with Batgirl, and he should be reworked as well. Give the man a damn glider and have his big ass flying through the air like Nightwing. It would be silly but more realistic. Not everyone is okay with this newfound ability for Red Hood, but it is the least of the worries in this game. Let's get to the biggest change of the game, which is the gameplay of Nightwing and Red Hood. The most recent trailer shows footage of Nightwing and Red Hood stopping some bad guys on top of the roof. I know that the 4 playable characters have different fight styles, but this was a little disturbing to see from the 2 heroes, starting with Nightwing. We know he is an acrobat that can move very skillfully in battle, but the gameplay we've seen seems a little floaty, aka moonwalking. Nightwing will fly back and forth between enemies by taking one step. The bad guy is 30 feet away. I would love to see someone do one move and make up that kind of a distance, then fly back to the other side of the room in the same fashion. I know the Batman Arkham franchise have nothing to do with this game, but they could have stole some battle sequences. Then we have Red Hood, who is built like a tank, but move like a featherweight. I mean, the guy can't be that agile, right? Other than that, there was some call outs about the desync of when attacks was laying on enemies. The developers still have time to fix these issues, so I wouldn't be ready to throw in the towel yet. But there's definitely a noticeable difference between the gameplay we've seen early on with Batgirl and Robin. The game is still on track to release on October 25th with pre-order sales going on now. I'm very interested in seeing how well the high-end version of this game will sell, because if we don't get more convincing gameplay from the developers, they might as well lower the price, because I don't think it will sell. One of the interesting things to note is that developers are moving away from convincing people Batman is dead. By now, I think developers are no longer trying to stretch that issue. Batman is dead and will not be making an appearance in this game in the way people think. If Batman somehow make an appearance as an enemy of some sorts or a last minute hero, it takes away from the 4 playable characters, Nightwing, Red Hood, Batgirl, and Robin. There is a new reveal premiere happening, so I hope we get to see some more finished product of the game, and hopefully some smoother gameplay as well. I will give developers credit for pumping out content to keep the community engaged. We will see if this next premiere will help bring the game back in good light with the community, because if not, it will get a lot more criticism. Welcome to Mr. Unleashed world.